What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are reviewing Black Adam. And when it first came out, Black Adam was one of those films that divided critics and audiences. Critics hated it, audience loved it. And definitely going in, I wasn't that hyped by Black Adam. I think from the trailer, it had a potentially interesting premise with the idea of an anti-hero who killed people and didn't really conform to those typical superheroic characteristics. But from the trailer, it looked like a very bland, dull, and generic superhero film. Honestly, the kind of audience score for this film, where it was getting kind of 80% on Rotten Tomatoes, things like that, really tells me that the people who reviewed it don't watch a lot of films. There is nothing really in Black Adam that stands out to me as either a good film or a good superhero film. It suffers from all those cliches of, underdeveloped hero. In fact, Teth Adam feels sidelined in his own debut film. An underdeveloped villain, and by underdeveloped I mean he shows up for one CGI scene and that's your lot. A very bland liberate the people plotline that just drags the whole film down and is very, very underexplored. And too much mind-numbing CGI action that just doesn't feel tangible or like it lands with any real punch. The only reason why I was interested in this film going in was because of all the rumours surrounding Henry Cavill's return as Superman. I'm a big fan of the Snyder films for DC. All three of those are still untouched as the best three DC films of recent years. Fight me. And if the quality of DC going forward is going to be the quality of Black Adam, I'd rather Henry Cavill stayed away. As excited as I am for him to return, I'm really not invested in him fighting Black Adam because the build-up of Black Adam's character in his film is boring as hell. There's no kind of complexity or nuance. And Dwayne Johnson kind of plays the character with the same kind of stoic surface level embodiment that he does all his characters. He certainly looks the part and can deliver those kind of threatening lines well, but the script does nothing for any of these characters in this film. That whole brief exchange in the trailer between Hawkman and Black Adam where he goes, "Heroes don't kill people, well I do," tells you everything to know about the kind of complexity you'll get with these characters. In fact, their dynamic is probably the only interesting part of the film. I thought there's some great characters in it, particularly Hawkman and Dr. Fate, and it's kind of refreshing whenever they're on screen together. It's just an absolute mess as a cohesive narrative whole. Hawkman and Dr. Fate ultimately saved this film for me, and the soundtrack. I thought the soundtrack was pretty killer. But everyone was praising the amount of action in the film, and yes, it felt action-packed. The action was just, CGI-heavy boringness. I felt nothing watching it. For a character as powerful as Black Adam, I was expecting the kind of impact of the Superman versus Zod fight in Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. That kind of like two godlike beings fighting each other, and it really didn't feel like that at all. It felt a bit more like Thor versus Malekith than it did Superman versus Zod in Man of Steel. The only real reason I would recommend watching this film is for the side characters and the mid-credits zinger, which, could be a good thing, but judging by the quality of Black Adam, keeps me skeptical going forward. But what did you guys think? Were you in the camp that absolutely loved Black Adam, or are you in the more kind of sensible camp that realise it's not great by any means? I would genuinely like to hear your thoughts and maybe have a bit of a keyboard battle in the comments, so do let me know what you guys think. Please consider liking and subscribing to the channel, that's always a huge help. But in the meantime, we will see you for the next vid.